Hello, my name is Carrie Bullock, and this is my personal learning history during fall 2020 at Merced College. My personal learning history begins with high school. And back in high school, I felt like I was an outsider. For my classes, I didn't feel like I really connected to the texts that were assigned at school. So I would often do a lot of reading that I chose. And it sort of morphed into my identity, into part of my personality. And the bigger and badder the book, like big, was what I wanted, because I wanted to hide behind my books. And I also had some little like talking impediments, so I had to learn to feel comfortable with working with those. And I've always been really sensitive to people making maybe microaggression or making observations that they think are a joke, but actually are really hard to get over. So I really felt like I was an outsider because of some of these reasons. So looking at my partner, a golden line from my peer occurred when they talked about being a bad student. And I really empathized with my partner because they said, quote, "I didn't think that I belonged because I was a bad student." And that made me feel like a bad person. But I'm not a bad person. I wanted to be good, so I stopped going. And I felt that was so revealing about how we treat learning. And we had a conversation about this idea or identity about how people see us, how we want to be seen, and that really, the idea of being bad was really terrifying. And so a common thread that I felt I observed during the personal learning history was that learning is not easy, that there's a lot of emotion that goes along with it, but that when success happened, it happened because somebody encouraged a really small thing. So an example that I wanted to relate was in my high school English class, my senior year. I had an excellent teacher who saw me lugging around these big, heavy books. And she asked me to make a book recommendation for another student, something from the 19th century, aka 1800s. And at the time, I was reading all these old books, and I really wanted to, but I was too embarrassed. And so I said I didn't know, and I walked away. But she did not hold that against me. In fact, she continued to encourage me and encourage my poetry and some other creative parts. And it really meant a lot to me to be seen. And that is a learning, that's my personal learning history. And thank you so much.